like to thank everyone for sharing your valuable time. We're real excited to be going over this webinar today. And again, I'm Greg Smith. You can see my contact information. I'm from GoSignMeUp, and then Dave Nelson is here from Canvas, and you can see his contact information. We're really focusing on helping you to improve your professional development, continuing education, or for-profit classes, community outreach, student enrichment classes. And so the three areas we're going to focus on that are going to help to streamline this as well as improve it will be the bookend scenario here. Simple registration, whether it's in-seat or Canvas classes, we're going to cover that first. Then the second part, Dave will jump in with the Canvas Learning Management System, and his focus is going to be on making your teaching and learning easier and how it's really great to have all of your digital assets and all your digital content in one place. And then finally, we'll conclude with GoSignMeUp again, looking at the analytics, the reporting, and all those types of things. So bear with me while I share my desktop. This is the public site interface with GoSignMeUp. Part of our service to you is this would be branded for your organization, and folks would have a single sign-on relationship with Canvas, so they could actually log in utilizing their Canvas credentials. They could also create an account, which would happen right here. And in this account create area, this is totally customizable by you. You have complete control over this page. You can have just a few fields like their name, email address, password, etc. Or you can have up to 43 fields, of which they could be standard fields like city, state, zip. They can be custom fields that you literally create from scratch. They can be fields that are required, optional. You can see there's different formatting of fields like department. There's a drop down on the lower right side. You can see that there's some radio button fields, date fields, text fields. It's all there. You've got all of that information at your access, and you absolutely control this form. You can put them in the various boxes or widgets, categorize them how you want. You can have less widgets, more widgets, all of that type of information. So again, you completely control that. Now, if you do the single sign-on with Canvas, as they use their Canvas credentials, if there are extra fields that you want to capture for reporting reasons, then it'll ask them on a one-time basis to do that. We also tie into single sign-on systems such as Active Directory, Shibboleth, CAS, Ping, basically any SAML level 2 compliant system. So as we go back to the home page, then let's talk about the anatomy of the page in terms of what you see here, the people with the computer sitting there. That whole area is an open-ended area for you to brand. You can put pictures, videos, hyperlinks, text, whatever you want, banners, logos, that's your branded area. Now, everything below that is where your course catalog resides. When you set up a new course in GoSignMeUp, you determine what is the main category of that class. You can see those listed here on the left-hand side. By the way, you can customize the coloring of these tabs as well, but as you click on the main categories, out pop subcategories, of which you can have as many of those as you want under each main category. As you click on the subcategory, you will notice on the right side of the screen the classes appear. Now you have options here as well. For instance, this is called the list view. Things are listed nice and neat here in a nice clean list view, but I can click on the tile view and folks can see it in a tile setting. Now you get to determine which of those views is default setting. You can even turn one of those views off if you wanted to stick to a single type of view. The advantage of the tile view is you can see it's a very branded look. You get to put your picture in there, some nice information listed there, but it takes up more space. Whereas the list view is much more efficient with the space, less scrolling, and very, very clean, logical way of showing your classes there. Now you even have options here where you can take the course name, for instance, make that the default sort order alphabetically or chronologically by start date. You can see that we have both Canvas classes as well as in-seat classes, and you've got your map listed there. The key thing is for your end users, you want folks to be able to search and sign up and see things very quickly and easily, and that's what we're doing here. These buttons on the right-hand side with their wording are customizable, such as add to cart could be sign up now. And you can change the wording. You can have an enrollment threshold for each class so that when the class becomes full based on that enrollment threshold, you can see there where it says class full. That happens automatically. And then if someone does cancel out of a class, freeing up a roster spot, they're going to, of course, when they cancel, get an email confirmation that they've canceled, but then it's going to change back to add to cart. Additionally, you can, on a per-course basis, as you see with the second to the bottom course, have a wait space. So when the class is full, one signs up in the wait space. And so in that wait space, if someone does cancel out of an actual roster spot, the first person on a wait list automatically gets placed into the class. And of course, that person, as well as a person that cancels out, gets an email confirmation. And that's the other thing you want to look for and you want to accomplish in the registration part of this process we talked about. You want stuff not only that's going to make it easy for your end users, but you want to automate as much as you can so you're dealing with less administrative functions. Now, if I do want to learn a little bit more about an individual class, I click on the title of the class, and it takes me into a much more detailed listing. You can see the description that's listed there. You can see the description can be as long or as short as you want. And you can put different formatting, even embed a YouTube video. Here's the location. Now, if this were an in-seat class, then of course you would have a map to that location. Now with the dates and times, you got several options here. For instance, this is an online class, so we just have when the starting and ending day and time is of that class. Now, if it were a face-to-face class, you could have up to 40 days and times listed there. Of course, here's the instructor that's associated with it. Now on the right-hand side, we've got, these are options. These widgets are options. For instance, how many seats are available, pricing. If you've got a free class, there's going to be no mention of pricing. Prerequisite, of course, you have to check in the affirmative. You don't have to have a prerequisite there. And you can have materials that can be required or optional, and if there's a price associated with it, would add it to the checkout process. So all of that's pretty straightforward and easy. Other ways of searching would be, for instance, a keyword search. So we'll type in Excel, and it gives you all the courses with Excel in it. And you can do a date range search from until. You could also combine the two, Excel within a certain date range, and we've also got everything listed in the calendar as well. You can go from month to month. Classes are listed. You got a weekly view, daily view, and you can even filter by those main categories. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now I've got a Canvas account. So it's going out to check to see, okay, does Greg have a Canvas account? Yes, I do. So then it brings me in and would bring over all my latest Canvas information, account registration information. And again, if there's additional fields that you want to collect, on a one-time basis, it's going to ask for those additional fields. Now this is what's kind of cool here. On the right-hand side, it does show the courses that I'm currently enrolled in. And so, for instance, I want to go in and cancel out of Mixture of Matter. I'm going to cancel out of that course. Now, you can turn that off so one cannot cancel, or you could say, yes, you can cancel, but only X number of days before the start of the course. And so you can see that all the classes that are currently enrolled in. You can also see your waitlisted classes as well as past classes. Now, this is an important concept. Past classes are classes I signed up for but did not complete properly. Therefore, I don't get credit. The way that one gets credit is to be transcripted. The way that one gets transcripted is either the system administrator of GoSignMeUp, and by the way, you can have as many system administrators as you want. Either a system administrator or an instructor goes in to the class roster and simply puts a check mark by each student has completed it successfully. Now, there's three things that happen automatically when that check mark happens. The first thing is that I can come in here and view my own transcript. Now, you can change the wording from transcripted to something else, like completed classes, however you want to word that. So I'm going to go back several months here. I want to make sure I get a history of classes. So let's go back far enough. And here are my history classes I completed between those two dates. I can print this out. And I've got my transcript. Now, the transcript would be branded for you. You can include credits if you want. You can include a final grade if you want or not. Same thing with attendance. By the way, you can call the credits whatever you want as well. That's totally customizable. Now, I told you three things happen there. The first one is that transcript. The second thing is GoSignMeUp will automatically email out a certificate of completion as a PDF to that person. You can have a different certificate for each class. Again, automatic if you want. You can always email those manually if you want, but this is the way that would work. And then the third thing that happens is we've talked about having 55 reports baked into GoSignMeUp. Those are updated. Anything having to do with student history are updated. All of our reports, by the way, are completely dynamic. So anything having to do with enrollments, cancellations, even financial reports are updated when that happens. And of course, here are my canceled classes. Now, we're going to go ahead and sign up for a class. And this is one of the areas we spent a lot of time with the interface because you want this to be very simple. In fact, we studied a lot of different websites, and it was kind of alarming because many of them fell down because it takes so many mouse clicks to sign up for a class, and it's never clear where you are. So our goal was less mouse clicks, more clarity. So we're going to sign up for this Mixture of Matter course. I'll click Add to Cart. I could do one of two things. I could sign up for additional courses or check out, either by clicking the green button or the familiar shopping icon up there where I can also empty the cart. So I click Checkout. Now let's count the number of mouse clicks it takes. That was our first mouse click. We talk about clarity. Look at the top. Very clear where you are, where you're headed. If you wanted, at this point, you could also have a discount coupon code would be another option you could add here. What do we do next? Our second mouse click, proceed to payment. Now we're on the payment screen. We can tie into various credit card gateways. The money goes directly to you through your credit card gateway, or you can have other payments like purchase orders, deferred, checks, whatever you want. So now we go to our third mouse click, place the order now. We're now registered in the class. If it's a Canvas class, we now have access to that information, to that class content in the account, in our Canvas account. If we don't have a Canvas account, we just created it for you. You can turn that on or off if you want to use that functionality. If it's a non-Canvas class, then it doesn't touch it at all. It doesn't touch it one bit. And so we get that initial confirmation that can include up to 5 attachments, like maybe a course syllabus or something to that effect. It can include a pre-class survey, and it can include a VCS file where it puts the dates and times of that class in their personal calendar. So I've just received there's a second and third reminder that go out too, however many days you determine before the start of the class. Now, my inbox has received that email confirmation. I'm not going to take you into my inbox because it's such a mess and I would look really bad here. So I'm going to show it to you in my account where I also have an email audit trail. Here's my email confirmation. Again, you control the messaging on that. I click here, go to my Canvas class. I'm logged in, and here it is. A Mixture of Matter is the class I just signed up for. So that's how quick and easy it is. Excuse me. So that gets us enrolled in the Canvas portion of it. We talked about an easy enrollment process with automation. Now, Dave, why don't you take over here, and he's going to show you how the learning management system works and the advantages what Canvas offers as well. And Dave, there should be a like a share button up there for you. And Dave, I'm not hearing you right now. Are you talking? Let me make sure that you're not muted here. I think I muted you, so I'm going to unmute you here. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead and talk now, Dave. There, we can hear you now.
Awesome, thank you. So you should be seeing my screen now. It just says Instructor, so I'm going to pull up the slide deck here. Is that accurate?
There we go. Looks good.
Awesome. So just want to spend the first couple minutes here talking about Canvas as an open platform and our philosophy towards collaboration with other technologies and partnerships. And for us, that's always been openness and collaboration. And then I'll follow that up with just a few of the top features or most used features in Canvas that our customers tell us are ideal for them. So just to get started here, Canvas has really, we kind of see it as a cheese pizza. It's a delicious bread, sauce, and cheese kind of makes up a perfect platform for collaboration. Most people love a delicious cheese pizza, but we know everybody wants to customize that as well. They're going to add additional toppings to that pizza to make it meet their particular needs. And Pepperoni could be a plagiarism company. Content could be tomatoes, and so on and so on. Hundreds, thousands, probably millions of combinations of different ways to customize and enhance a pizza, and we want our LMS to be the same way. We know that you have unique needs for your customers and your students, and so we want to provide that open platform. There's really no restrictions on what you can add to a pizza, and the same thing with Canvas. We're an open platform, and we've achieved that through two main ways. One is by our participation and certifications in IMS Global. Many of you are probably familiar with them. They're a group that a lot of the companies in the education technology space participate in, and they drive the standards that determine how our technologies communicate with each other. One of the big ones there is LTI. That stands for Learning Tools Interoperability, and that allows for kind of two main advantages. One is that it eliminates the need for additional sign-on. As Greg said earlier, students can be authenticated right from GoSignMeUp into Canvas and not need to sign in again. Another piece of the pie is that we have open APIs. So we're an open source product, and we make our APIs open and freely available for anybody to use. Other technologies are not required to pay us a fee or licensing fees, anything like that, to use our APIs and be innovative and provide a solution that meets the needs of our customers. Usually our partners will use some combination of the two, utilizing LTI for the sign-in and authentication piece, and then the APIs for passing of content, things like grades, updating assignments, and anything like that can be used through our APIs. It's a robust set of APIs, and it's freely available. So what this really means for you as an institution is you can build Canvas to the needs of your institution however you would like. We know that each institution has a unique set of users, and it's going to be up to you to determine how to best serve them. We currently have close to 300 partners in a lot of different categories, everything from badging and gamification, academic integrity, content, payment, reporting, and registration like GoSignMeUp. All of these partners can contribute to your learning ecosystem on your campus. Now we'll move into some of the features in Canvas that are most often used and the easiest features to take advantage of right out of the gate. The first one is the to-do list. Anytime a user, either a student or a teacher, logs into Canvas, the to-do list is going to show up on the right-hand side of the dashboard. So as a student, this is going to show me all my assignments that I have coming up, discussions, class times, anything that I need to do will be on the right-hand side. We've actually had students report back to us in recent surveys that they haven't actually gone into some of their courses, which is maybe not ideal, but they're able to do all their readings and assignments and keep up and pass classes just by following the to-do list each day. For teachers, it's going to show you which assignments have been submitted, how many assignments need to be graded. So if you have maybe 30 minutes and you see that you have 110 essays that need graded, you might want to wait to attempt that test. Next up is the calendar in Canvas. This is going to show you up to 10 different calendars. So if I'm a student and I have 5 courses, all of the to-dos from those courses will show up on the calendar, and I can see what's coming up visualized right here. As a teacher, one of the big advantages of the calendar is it has the drag and drop functionality. So if I miss a day for weather, or maybe I'm just behind on lecture and need to push it back, can easily do that, and that calendar item updates the date on the actual assignment and also sends a notification to the student so they can be aware, just as easy as a drag and drop. Also have integrations with the typical calendars such as Google Calendar, iCal, Outlook. All those receive push notifications from Canvas. Another benefit or feature of the calendar is the calendar scheduler. So anybody who has office hours or maybe wants to schedule study groups, they can use that, and it'll also show up for any of the courses that they're a teacher in. The students can see what hours are available and schedule times to meet with the teachers. There's also chat tools integrated with the scheduler. Another feature that our teachers love is a huge time saver is message students who. So from the assignments tab within Canvas, you use the drop down, select the message students who, and there's options you can choose from there. Students that haven't submitted, haven't been graded, scored less than or scored more than. You can message up to 100 students, and this is a blind copy so that they're all confidential. You can message the students who need to get something done. This also integrates or is tracked in the interactions analytics in Canvas. So if a student comes to you at the end of the semester wondering why they received the grade that they did, there's a paper trail there to say, hey, we reached out to you 10 times to turn in your assignments. There's not much we can do for you, or maybe there is something. The next is Speed Grader. This is a feature that really lives up to its name. As you go into Speed Grader here, you'll see all of the assignments that have been submitted. On the far left-hand side, you're going to see the doc viewer. This is the assignment itself. You can highlight, annotate, or freehand right on top of the document itself. Or in the next column over to the right will be another notes place where you can enter text notes and have feedback and conversation with students. You can also record voice and video feedback for these assignments. And on the far right-hand side of the page is going to be the rubric. If you have a rubric associated with the assignment, you can use that to cruise through those assignments and enter the grades. Another feature of the Speed Grader is the mute assignment. This will allow you, if you have many essays and you don't want to send feedback one by one as you've submitted them, or don't want to provide an advantage to some students that might have friends who submit early, you can mute the assignment until a given date where all the notifications will go out at the same time. And the final Canvas feature I wanted to highlight, this is announcements. This is probably the most used feature in Canvas. From any course on the left-hand navigation, you just click announcements. You will send a notification to all the students in the course. This could be anything for changes on assignments. A lot of our teachers will schedule out announcements at a given date. So if they want a reminder sent every Wednesday, you can do that by using the calendar and the scheduling to delay those postings. So that's just a quick rundown of some of the highlights of features in Canvas. If you have any questions about the partnership program at Instructure, you can just go to partners.instructure.com. There's information there about the benefits we provide to our partners from a technical standpoint and a marketing standpoint. More information about the partners that we have partnered with and the technologies that they provide. There's a directory there. You'll find more information about GoSignMeUp there as well. And if you have any other questions regarding partnership, just reach out to partners@instructure.com, and we're happy to get back to you and see what we can help you with. If you have any technologies that you would like to see used or integrated with Canvas that aren't currently integrated with Canvas, please send those our way as well. We love to talk with those folks and see if we can get something in place to make the user experience what you want it to be. So that's all I have, so I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Dave. And you know, this is pretty exciting. We've really enjoyed our relationship with Canvas. And I tell you, when I was teaching, I wish I'd have had tools like that to be able to work with. It's really exciting. Now, what we're going to focus on here, hopefully, hang on just a moment. I think I need to share my desktop. Sorry about that. I think I hit something kind of weird. Sorry. Okay, let me make sure here. I hope everyone can see the page. We're now on the administrative side of GoSignMeUp, and now we're going to be focusing on the right bookend. This is where system administrators go to add classes, run reports. We're going to focus primarily on reports, and since we got over 55 reports, obviously I can't show them all to you. So I'm going to show you just a couple, 3 of them. And if there's a report that you particularly want to see, just text a question away, and we can certainly try to address that. But this is the main kind of overview area in the administrative side of GoSignMeUp, and let me reinforce that you can have as many system administrators as you want. Now you do see some reporting here. But these are not the full-on reports. They're just kind of mini reports, like in the upper left-hand corner, courses at a glance. It shows you how many people enrolled. Remember, all of our reports are dynamic. They're up to date, right on the spot. And so we're going to go to this first report. It's called the course grid. And we like the grid style reporting because it's super easy to use and it's very customizable. And it's a great way to measure things, your metrics. So the course grid, you're looking at the current courses. The first thing you can do is change the filter or which courses you're looking at, such as some of the presets we have here for you, past, canceled, internal or private courses. You can literally have courses that the public at large won't see. You provide that link to that private course to only the people that you want to sign up, and then they'll be able to sign up privately. Low enrollments, high earnings, etc. Now I'm going to go clear to the upper right-hand corner, and let's change the date range. Let's go back, oh gosh, let's go back a few years. You can make this date range as wide or as narrow as you want it. You can make it 1 day if you wanted to. So we're going back, and our filter now says I want to see all classes dating back to October of 2014. But we can refine this even more, such as look in the upper left corner. Remember those categories we used for navigation? Well, they come into pretty good play here for reporting. So now I want to see all of my professional development categorized courses. And here we go. So now it's what our filter, PD courses dating back to October 14. But let's do this. Let's do only these classes as they relate to Excel. So if I could type right, type properly, there we go. And so you can see the Excel courses listed on the left-hand side. I can move these columns around just like you would in Excel, no pun intended, but we try to keep the interface familiar to you here. Let's take Excel out of the mix and let's add, let's say, Tony Harrelson as the instructor. So I only want to see Tony Harrelson's PD courses going back to October 14, and there you go. So we could sit here all day. So let's move on, and let's just go to professional development going back to October 14 as our filter. Now we can manipulate the data, such as the name of the course. I click it once, it's alphabetical. Click it again, it's reverse alphabetical. Click the instructor, it's now organized by instructor. Click the start date, it's now listed chronologically. Click the location, it's now listed by location. Get the idea, folks? We just did 5 reports there. But here's where it gets really cool. The statistics or the metrics. How many people enrolled? Remember, real-time numbers. Click it once, it goes low to high. Click it again, it reverses it. But then, that's not all. You can see max enrolled that you allow for, waiting, max waiting. If it's a pass course, did they attend or not? It shows the credits that can be earned there and how much were earned. But you know what? I don't want to see that. Let's take that out. Well, we're going to take it out right here. But you know what we do want to see? I want to see what my income is looking like. So let's take our income, and we can now do a financial report. I could put room numbers up there. If you're doing some face-to-face courses, do a room number report. So again, we could sit here all day long playing around with this. But let's do this. Let's say you want to email this to someone or play around with an Excel. I simply click Export to Excel, and in real time, right before your eyes here, it's converting it into a CSV flat file. I click that flat file, and look that it's now staring at us inside of Excel digitally. We can do our subtotals, pivot tables, pie charts, sorting, whatever you want to do, or emailing it. And you see, you just put this report, which is powerful enough by itself, on steroids now that you can export it. But what if we want to learn, what if we want to granulate more, such as this intermediate Excel has 7 students? I want to see who they are. So let's get more at the micro level. We're zooming in and focusing on just that offering of just that course. This is actually way more than reporting. It does way more. It's just a very intuitive way to manage the course, as well as to look at your students that are in the class. So here we go. Here's our dashboard. So you'll see right in the middle, it shows you who's in the class, who's on a waiting list. We don't have any. Who's canceled. We haven't had anybody canceled, but if there were, they would be listed there. And yes, we can export this list into Excel. If you've got a face-to-face class, look what else you can do. Sign-in sheets, name tags. By the way, we have a version of GoSignMeUp that works just with in-seat classes as well. So you can get this version which integrates with Canvas and in-seat classes, or just in-seat classes. But you can duplicate courses, take attendance, move students around. Look at this in the lower right-hand corner. You could place this course in your Facebook page where people could read about it and sign up from there. On the left-hand side has to do with the way the course looks on the front page. So here's our description. You can change it around. You can add formatting, bullets, hyperlinks, videos, all of that. Changing instructors, all that's right here. Very, very intuitive way to manage the course. Now I'm going to go to another grid style report. This is called the roster report. I'm going to actually open up the date range a bit so we have more than one class showing. It's very similar to the course grid, but it gets into a little bit more detail. So each gray bar is a class. It's going across as a class. But you see within the class it shows you the last name, first name, department, division level are custom fields. They might be different for you. But it shows all that information, but it shows each person within that class. Did they cancel? Are they on the waiting list? Did they attend? And so you could filter in terms of what course you just see, but let's say I only want to see, let's just say accounting folks. So I take the department field and I say I only want to see people that are in accounting and look at the department field, only accounting folks. And you can even export this to Excel. Folks, this is just 3 of 55 reports that we have. I'll just show you 2 other reports real quick, and then we can open it up for finishing up questions here. These are all reports, by the way. So here's our upcoming course summary. I just click on that. It's a pretty cool report because it shows you from left to right the title of the course, the location, and what the enrollments are looking like. What makes this really cool, though, is I could say send this report as an email to this person on these days. It shows up in their inbox. And, you know, in today's world with big data, reporting is very critical, not only to help improve learning pathways and to make things better that way and refine them, but also federal, state, local reporting, even data mining to promote future classes. We've got tools that handle that if you want very specific email pieces. Financial to see where money's going, profit and loss. It's all there. Now, if for some odd reason in one of those reports we have doesn't quite fit exactly what or if there's something there that we don't fill, you can actually come in here and create your own report from absolutely scratch. You can set your filter up here, date ranges, what kind of accounts you want to see. It can be exported as a flat file. You can see it online. You can even choose what fields, whether it's student fields, course history, roster, even financial information. You can see all the data. It's just an enormous amount of data that you can include. You can, again, see it on screen as far as results or email it on a routine to someone, scheduled routine, or to an FTP site. A lot of folks that tie into HR systems or SIS systems use this to integrate directly into those systems as well. So the areas that are really important for you, let's just go back to this page, is you want a simple registration, because that can really put a roadblock up for a lot of folks that might, you know, maybe not find it a very easy process, and so you want that to be as easy as for them, as well as automated for you so that you're not spending time on these types of minute and mundane tasks. Then the instruction part, you know, Canvas just does a remarkable job, and I'm very proud to have that relationship with those folks. It's such a high quality. I wished I'd had an LMS when I was teaching. So it's just such a powerful tool enabling you to get all of your components together and organized and interesting for your students. And then, of course, the analytics, powerful reporting, whether you want to improve course pathways or whether you want to have, you know, federal, state, local reporting. Big data, big numbers are important. And the beautiful thing with this system is all these numbers are updated, so you've always got the important information at your fingertips. So are there any questions or maybe a report or something you'd like to see that we didn't get a chance to see? Fire away in the Q&A area. We're certainly glad to answer that. We will be following up with you. I'll certainly send you folks the recorded version of this, and we'll be getting that out to you if you want to share that with others. If you have GoSignMeUp and you want to learn more about Canvas, there's Dave's information. If you want to reach out, he can get you in touch with the right person. if you have Canvas and want to learn more about GoSignMeUp, then there I am. You can reach out to me. And again, I'll be sending email messages out to you folks as well, just to see if there's any more information that you would want. And we really appreciate that. Can we view the available certificate templates for course completion? Yeah, let me show that real quick. That's pretty quick and easy. Let me get back and share my desktop here. And so there are two types of certificates. I'm actually going to go to a different website here, and I'm going to actually log in as an instructor. I'm going to show you how an instructor can do this. There's an Instructor Portal, but this is also available to folks, to system administrators. And so bear with me while I jump over here. And so this is the Instructor Portal. The instructor, by the way, can do things such as emailing students, doing sign-in sheets, name tags, table tents. But we're going to take a look at the certificates. We've got two types of certificates, standard, of which there are 5. Here's one of them. Now you can brand it for yourself, of course, but it automatically fills in the appropriate fields. You can literally have a different certificate for each class if you want, and different digital signatures. And then we've also got an area where you can create your own certificate from scratch. You can customize that as well. The certificates can be emailed automatically when they're transcripted. They can be emailed by going into the class roster, as you see here, and checking their name and sending it out. Administrators can do this as well. Of course, you can always print them out manually as far as analog-wise in a printer and hand them out if you're going to see them or want to send it out to them. So that's what the certificate thing looks like. Shane, am I missing any important questions here that were asked? I'm not hearing you, Shane, so you know what? I think I muted you by mistake. I'm unmuting you here. Okay, Shane, we should be able to hear you now.
I think we're okay. We can elaborate on the certificates. I'll send Edwin a link about the certificates.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and if you've got any questions, feel free. I know Shane's going to take care of that one question, but feel free to contact us. And again, we'll be reaching out to you as well as far as getting you recordings or if there's any other additional information you want. We can always provide your organization or you a private webinar that would work, that we could work just specifically with you folks. For some reason, it's sharing my picture video. So anyway, if there are no other questions, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Shane, for helping us out here, and everyone that shared your valuable time. We appreciate that very much. Have a good rest of the day.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good afternoon.